Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed is a spiritual crossing of the threshold to the world of being a truly expanded human being. Join mediums Cheryl and Kelley for conversations about discovering deep spirituality, developing your intuitive and empathic skills, and personal mediumship. Each episode will focus on tips, tools, and techniques to help you understand and expand your own inner gifts of life journey. Now, your host of Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed, Kelley and Cheryl.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. We want to say hello and welcome to our program tonight, Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed. We want to say hello to everyone that is joining our listening audience or watching this recording. We also want to say hello to Brianna backstage, who's helping us behind the scenes. I always like to say she's our third co-host. But first, before we get underway, I do want to say hello to my great colleague. I missed you, Kelley. Hi, Kelley. How are you?
Well, I'm a little sick, but I didn't want to miss the show because I've missed so many. So I'm so happy to be here tonight. Just excuse my no voice. I'll do my best to talk. And Cheryl's going to talk for me too, I bet.
Yeah, I will. And just for everyone, Kelley, we're so happy you're back. We missed you, and we'll definitely, support you. She has a little bit of a throat thing happening. So welcome, everyone. And we definitely going to talk about signs, symbols, and synchronicities from the spirit world this evening. And it's such a great topic. You know, I was looking at what episode we're on tonight, Kelley, and it's episode number 44. I'm like, for me, this is a sign for me. I'm just saying.
I love that number.
You like it? Oh,
that's my favorite number too.
Is it
I
really?
love 4 and 2.
Oh, perfect. You know, I love fours. Everyone knows that I love the number 4 and 44. For me, it's always a big sign of confirmation and knowing that spirit's around. So, hi, everyone. As you're logging on, we do want to say hi to some people. We want to say hi to Samantha. We see Maria Ann logging on. Courtney. Hi, Gina. Hi, Ariel. Thanks for joining us tonight. And Kelley's back. Yay. We're so happy that Kelley's back. And look, Kelley, when you are up to it, we do want to hear about your wonderful trip you took.
Well, I want to talk. That's my problem. I've lost my voice, but I can't shut up. I just keep talking. My husband's like, I thought you'd be quiet when you're like this. And I'm like, I don't know. But I had the most amazing trip in England. I do want to share that, you know, we're talking about signs, synchronicities, and all of these things from the universe. And I have to be honest, I had so many amazing spiritual awakening sign type things that happened on that trip and during my time at AFC. And I get very sad every summer. You know, it's my son's birthday. And, around their birthday, you start thinking like, oh, what would they be right now? He's going to be 28. Would he have a family? You think of all these things. And it's really been a hard year this summer for him, missing him. And I've sort of been blocking him, not intentionally, but because I've been sad. So at the college, he came through loud and clear in like the most amazing reading from one of the tutors. And so did my best friend, Dia, who I really never get to hear from. I've had little bits and pieces of her, but not a full-on reading. And she was with my son. And that sort of like the message I got was so comforting and so what I needed to hear. And I felt so inspired by it all and felt so close to him again. It kind of like brought me back, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. And then we went to a spiritual town afterwards called Glastonbury. We hiked up. That's probably why I'm sick. We hiked up 29 stories on this hill. It's like my app said 29 stories to go visit the Tor. It's the tower.
Yeah.
Supposedly King Arthur, Guinevere was held captive there, and I love King Arthur.
Oh, we love.
So we got on top of that, and it was beautiful. Then we went down to where he's supposedly buried at the Abbey, the Glastonbury Abbey, and pictures of his grave. And yeah, it was really fun. And I went with Jules Davis, well, I didn't go with her. She was going to the college, and we decided to hook up and hang out together afterwards. And we had a blast. It was all her idea where to go, and I just have to thank her for that. It was the best time ever.
Definitely. Oh, that's great, Kelley. And, really, it just brings so much comfort for all of us to hear that you received messages from your son and really from your best friend that passed. Is that right?
Yes, it's been 5 years, and she has not come through in a full-on reading.
Oh.
I mean, people have gotten bits and pieces of her, but they never really could validate that it was 100% Dia. But they brought her through, like, everybody in all the classes, like, was bringing my friend Dia through, and they were describing her like, I felt her. It was amazing. Things that, like, nobody knows about her. It was just so amazing. And I don't know, I feel like it just sort of refreshed me again and made me so excited about readings and what it was all about. Sometimes you get, like, in the funk, right?
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, oh, I'm so burnt out. I want to help people, but it's like, I need help.
Yeah, right.
So it was nice to be able to get all of that.
And I love it how you said it brought you back.
Yeah.
Getting those readings brought you back,
It did. It did. It reminded me of why I love what I do.
Oh, that's wonderful. And, everyone's saying hello to you and how happy they are to be back, that they're happy you're back. Yes. And, yes, and Ariel says, "Oh my God, my bestie texted me today at 444, and I mentioned it to her right then and there." Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
just more synchronicities happening. And just for everyone to know, AFC, where Kelley went, it's Arthur Findlay College, and that is in Stansted, England. If you want to look it up on their website, it's afc.org. I believe. And for everyone that went there and for all the tutors, we have to really thank them, Kelley, that you had such an amazing group of people and wonderful people supporting you.
I did. Everybody there was just so sweet, so nice. Except one lady said that my hair, I needed a bone in there and I looked like Betty Rubble from the Flintstones. And I wasn't sure that I really liked that comment.
I think Betty is like dark hair. I don't know, but anyway, I get it.
I wasn't very happy with
that. I would be.
She said, "I hope you're not offended," and I felt like saying, when you start a sentence off with, "I hope you're not offended," it's probably going to offend somebody, and you should think about that. But to each their own.
Okay, great. Well, we're so happy that you're back, and we'll definitely be talking about you and Jules later. Kelley, you mentioned Jules Davis about how you're arranging that trip to Egypt. Just to FYI, are there still tickets left for that?
There is. I haven't checked recently, but I think we have 5 or 6.
Okay.
And that was our time. I've known Jules for years, but I've never hung out with her.
Yeah.
I mean, we even shared a room one night in a hotel. We got along pretty good. I'm a talker. She's quiet in the mornings, so that part was. But she gets it. I said, "You're just like my husband. He doesn't talk either. So just ignore me like he does." And she laughed. But we got along quite well, and I'm excited. I had a great time with her.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Well, that's great. And hi to Jules out there. And really, just to keep talking about our topic for this evening, going back to signs, symbols, and synchronicities, Kelley and I thought this would be a great topic to discuss with everyone this evening. And just like Ariel did, if you have any synchronistic signs that you can share with us, for example, it could be through numbers. So if we even we want to talk about first, like, what are signs? Like, why do we get them? And then what are some of the most common signs, right?
Yes. Yes. And
so
I want to say one thing. Thank you, Ariel, for sending Tara here. And Tara, I think it's Tara, welcome. And Kevin, thank you for sending me healing. I'll take any healing. I just wanted to say those 2 things.
Yeah. Definitely. And hi, John. We see John's here. And Tara and Sarah. Sarah says that she sees numbers like 711, 444, 88908. And Maria Ann says that her rec was on 11/11/22. I mean, and this is one way that we can get signs. It's through numbers, and it's either through a series of numbers or even just one number. Sometimes you can get them on the clock in front of you or on a license plate. I mean, numbers come through in amazing, amazing ways. I know that number 4 is always about, my team, my angel team, my spirit team being with me. So
Mhm.
I love the number 4. I always feel like that's a favorite number of mine. It's kind of a lucky number. It seems to show up a lot in my life.
Oh, yeah, I like
And
that number.
yeah, Kelley, do you get numbers just to start
I
going there?
do. So 420 is the number I've been getting from RJ ever since he passed, literally from like the day he passed. He started sending us the number 420 by turning my laptop on at 4:20 a.m. 3 days in a row. The first
Mhm.
3 nights after he passed.
Mhm.
It was quite a scene on the RV where we were staying. And I also get the number 333 and 777 and 1111 or 111 constantly.
Oh, it's
And my
great.
my first address for, like, my
Oh,
business in Sacramento was 333 University Avenue, and it originally that building, because it's on, like, a triangle street, so 2
uh-huh.
streets it was kind of on. Originally, it was 777 on the other street, but they switched it. So I thought that was a pretty synchronistic sign letting me know it was my office, and my office was number 4, I think.
That's
So
beautiful.
I was like, "Oh, spirit lined this up for me." For me,
Yeah.
that it all worked out.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
perfect, and it reminds me the house I lived in at the time that, my business really took off, was 33. That was the address, 33, and I knew it when I even before I moved in, I'm like, "Oh my god, this is a special place." But we want to share with people, like when you receive signs for anyone, who are they from? Like, we want to hear from people that are listening to our show today. When you're receiving those signs, whether they're numbers, and we'll certainly talk about more ways you can get signs, but who are they from, and how do you know who they're from? For me, I know that they're if they're in the number 4, for example, they're usually from my guides or my spirit team, but I also know that my departed father sends me signs. He sends me hummingbirds always. And also he sends me coins because I was walking in the parking lot going to the store, and I had just been, talking to my dad. I usually talk to him when I'm driving somewhere, and I found a coin, a penny, and I was just thinking of him, and I picked up this penny, and the date was significant to my father. So I always want to encourage you, if you see coins and you feel that they're a sign for you,
Yes.
pick them up and look at the date because
Yes,
it probably means something.
it does. I used to find coins all the time when RJ first passed, and they were always the date he was the year he was born or the
Uh-huh.
the year he passed. And I get
Love it.
feathers too. Do you get feathers?
I get feathers too, but
This
yes,
is
they're
what
from.
happened at the
Yes.
college is I don't know if everybody can see this.
Yes, we
Everywhere I
can.
went, there was feathers with flowers
Oh,
and leaves, kinda like that. It was almost like art, and I kept
mhm.
finding them all over England.
I
Yeah,
love it. I
and
love it.
it was really fun. I felt that was my son.
Also, and some other types of signs for all of you writing in. Let us know what kind of signs that you get, because really we could all be getting similar signs, or it would help those that are. It's new to, if this topic is new to anyone listening, it might help open up their eyes and their awareness to start looking for those signs. Uh, for example, um, for example, Mind Run Free says, "That's wild. I just saw a tiny, tiny hummingbird about 15 minutes ago. I thought it was a huge bee. As I looked closer, it was a precious little hummingbird outside my window looking in." Oh,
I get doves a lot, and I have been seeing doves
you get
everywhere lately, and you know
doves.
that's part of my tattoo because
Yeah.
RJ turns into doves.
Hmm.
A few days before the trip, a dove hovered in the middle of the intersection right in front of me, like, looking at me, just hovered like it was like an
My.
eagle, and then it flew up and landed and stood on the light. I'm at that intersection all the time. I've never seen a dove, and it was pure white.
Oh, I'd love
And
it.
then I saw them all over England, and I don't even think they have doves, but I kept seeing white doves.
Love it.
Yeah.
So look, also, if we could go down to Albert Moreno at the bottom, he says radio listening and get repeating like a deja vu. I'm so glad you said that,
I
Albert,
love that,
because
Albert.
right, Kelley, doesn't we can get messages through radio
We
songs or through
can.
music.
they answer me sometimes. I'll be thinking to, like, a question to spirit, or even just the universe, nobody in particular, just to the universe, and suddenly a song will come on, and it's literally like the answer to my question. And
Right.
it's so clear and so obvious, like the words, it's like right in my face, and I'm like, okay, spirit.
That's what some people do is before they turn on their radio, an exercise might be you ask a question, right? And then when you turn on the radio, that song is most likely that answer to
Yeah,
your question.
yeah.
And if it's not the whole song, it could be a phrase in the song. That
And that's
happens
the
to me
one you
too, like just
hear.
a certain chorus line or something
Mhm.
is like, wow.
Yeah, yeah. John Quinn says a dear late friend sends him all kinds of signs, coins, feathers, red roses, feathers, and perfume
Oh.
smells. He's an incredible spirit.
Wow.
I love that you're aware of it, you feel
Mhm,
them and you see them. That's
mhm,
beautiful. And
mhm.
Ariel says the music happens to her too.
Oh, great, great. So look, and also not only, do we have numbers, we have signs like feathers or animals, but and music, know that you can get, yeah, like when I see not only a
Camera.
hummingbird, but when I see like, a panther, like that means something for me, or a jaguar, I guess. What
Well,
about you, Kelly?
sometimes we can be oblivious to the sign. And I will
Yeah.
tell you this hilarious story that I didn't figure out till I got to the UK, and actually Jules helped me figure it out. We have a pool in our backyard, above ground pool. We put it in last summer. Never had any problems with
Mhm,
the yellow jackets and the bees. We have these weird bees that go into the ground. I forget what they're
mhm,
called.
mhm.
But all this summer, I've been like, every time I go swimming, the bees come out and they're swarming around us. And they're dive bombing in the pool, and it's like they're attacking us, but they're not. And so I was like really annoyed. I mean, I couldn't figure out where they were coming from because we don't have any trees or bushes in the yard. I'm in the UK, and we're out in the field at the college, and bees are like all around me. And I said to Jules, like, I have no idea why all these bees are bothering me. She's like, well, have you looked it up for a spirit animal? And oh my gosh, I looked it up, totally relate to the message, heard the message loud and clear. And since then, no bees.
Oh, I love it. So they came around enough for you until you
Yeah.
figured it out, so to speak,
Well,
and then
I
they
was a little dense. It took me all summer.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, I also want to say, like you're using bees, but for anyone that is afraid of snakes or spiders, look, this is a sign. These are, powerful. Every animal is a beautiful, powerful sign. Like snakes are all about, shedding their skin. They can be about transmutation, transformation.
Mhm.
Like how we shed a skin, we create, maybe we're getting a new skin, so to speak, or a new
Right.
chapter in our lives, right?
Yes.
Um, Also spiders are extremely intuitive and they're highly sensitive. So really, don't really be afraid of an animal. Know that every animal is a spirit animal. And if you can, see if you can look it up or find a research, a book to read, or ask one of us. We'd be happy to help let you know what we're tuning in. Even owls. I love finding owls. I think it's such a that's a big animal for me, owls. The
Right.
wisdom and just the flying and silent through the wind. It's totally.
So this one says, has anyone ever seen someone who was the spitting image of the person that passed? Yes, I have, and
We
I got
have
a
to
picture of
share.
them. I
You
got a
go
picture
first,
of them.
Kelly.
You got lose my
Okay,
voice.
I'll go first, and Kelly's going to come back in a minute. But Tara, this is amazing because I was driving home from work one day in my neighborhood, and you have to go pretty slow. It's around a school zone, and this was after school, what have you. And a woman who is my aunt, my stepmother, who has passed away. There's a woman riding a bicycle on the right by me, and it's the spitting image of my stepmother. It's as if I was in an alternative dimension, right? An alternate dimension. She rode right past me, and I'm sitting here. I was going slow enough, right? Because no one's around, staring at this woman, and it was like my stepmother. And sure enough, I looked back, and then she was gone. But I know that happens. What about you, Kelly?
Well, my friend Rebecca, my neighbor, um, we went out with one of her friends named Penny, and when I saw her, I swear I thought it was my best friend Dia. Blonde hair. The only thing is that Dia had blue eyes and Penny has greenish brown eyes. But they had the same mannerism. She had her voice. She laughed like her. So I took a picture with her and I sent it to our best friend, Judy, and said, "Who's that look like?" She goes, "Oh my gosh, is that Dia?" She goes, "That looks like Now though." And I was like, "Yeah, it's not Dia." And she's like, "Oh, she doesn't have blue eyes." I was like, "I know." She has her manner. It's so crazy.
Like it.
And I think they both have they were both born in the same month. They're both, what is it? Geminis. They were both Geminis.
Geminis. Oh, well.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
So she didn't disappear like yours. I see her a lot now.
So when I'm out traveling, I see people who look like people I know, like, what are you doing halfway around the world? That's how I feel. Like, what are you doing halfway around the world? And you're from the same town I'm in. But I feel like spirit sometimes either superimposes or somehow energetically, impresses us with our departed loved ones' faces, what have you, enough for us to get it, so to speak, or have the memory or the thought, right? Yeah.
I'm always seeing glimpses of somebody I think I know, and then I turn and there's somebody there, but it's not them, But it's a glimpse. So I feel like that's them kind of like saying hello in their own way. Yeah. Well, there's a couple people that wrote things on here.
Let's read a couple of these out loud.
So Maria says, I wrote out a mass card. It was a Saint Teresa mass card, and her picture looked just like Angela, my childhood neighbor that just passed. It freaked me out. Wow.
Oh my, wow.
And then you want to read that one?
Yes, this is from Tara. It happened to me many times. My pop, my grandmother, we called her Nanny, and my other grandmother, Nana, also my best friend's father. It was very eerie, and I get chills. And I have to agree. I think it's the neatest thing. I think it's the spirit world knowing that, it is the right time and the right place for you to make that connection and to let you know that they're thinking about you. Your loved ones are always thinking about you.
And then Sherry wrote that. Will you read that? I just don't want to start coughing again.
Okay. Sherry says, soon after my daughter passed, we had to go to a company picnic, and I swear I saw her from the back. Yes, definitely, Sherry. Doesn't that happen a lot, Kelley? From the back.
It freaks me out because I'm like, oh my God. And then they turn around and it's not them, but everything else,
everything else, all the way up to that point where they turn around. But that's okay. That was enough to get us to think about them, feel their energy, or remember them, and so to speak. So I agree. I think it's amazing. It's amazing the spirit world can do this.
I like John's here. After his friend died, he saw a lady on the New York City subway who looked exactly like her. His legs were shaking as he saw her. I'm losing my voice. Sorry.
That makes me. Yeah, that gives me chills. It feels so real because I do believe it's real. I do believe that, because we're holographic images, right? We are holograms, or we're energy. We're energy. We're always changing and moving, even though, we may look solid at some time or another, but it's forever. And it's so easy, just like bringing the sunshine or the shadow or a color over you, even because colors can be a sign too. So I think energetically, spirit can send you flashes of light. Some people see their spirit guides as like a blue light or a white light, or when you look around someone's or energy field, Kelley, you can see flashes sometimes. I think that's.
What about this? Oh my gosh, this just occurred to me. When you see somebody and they look exactly like your person, and then you refocus your eyes and they're not, right? Have you ever had that happen? It's like that glimpse.
Yes.
What if that is that person's a natural born physical medium, and spirit came to say hello over their face because they were similar in energy or something to you, and you're seeing it because we're so open.
Yeah.
And then they leave, right? So you see the face overlaying that person for a moment.
Yeah.
What if that's what that is?
I agree.
It just occurred to me. I've never thought about it like that.
Because when we're out in the world, we can definitely tune in to see, like when we talk to people or meet people, some people just feel more open. They just feel more open, and they feel like they meditate. They feel like they're, centered or grounded, so to speak. Yeah. Ariel Garfield says, this helps me feel like I'm not crazy. This helps me feel like I'm not crazy, y'all. Thank
That's
you.
why I love the spiritual community. We
Yeah.
get to just be who we are and not have to hide the things that we know or see, Ariel. So welcome to our world.
And definitely Tara says people who are empaths seem to be more inquisitive. Yeah, I agree. I think people who are empaths, they're probably more at ease around the conversation or the topic, the verbiage. They're just more they're more easy about the quietness sometimes
Mhm.
or the yeah.
It is an amazing world. It is.
And it's only getting more and more.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
I love it.
So really, I want to talk about how you can ask for signs too. And just to let you know, dreams can be a sign. If you have dreams of your loved ones or visitations, that to me are signs. Or if you dream of spirit animals, so to speak, or even if you hear someone in conversation say the words that your loved one would say. I get that a lot. I get that, oh, Cheryl, that's what my departed loved one says all the time, right? That would be their little slogan or phrase, or, that can be also another validation that your loved one's with you.
Well, I know that Allison, her favorite thing to do, our friend Allison, was to ask Spirit a question and say, if the answer is yes, show me, and she'd say maybe like, a peacock, or show me, Mickey Mouse. And then
Oh,
she would be, like look for the signs and she'd get them.
oh,
And
that's
and I
great.
had never really thought about that. So before I went to England, I asked for some specific signs from Dia and from RJ that I needed. And I asked the universe to give me a sign letting me know, like, am I on the right path? I'm like, because I was feeling a little lost. So they all got answered. And the one that gave me the answers to am I on the right path was I did a meditation in the sanctuary with Tony Stockwell. And it was actually on Friday, the end of the workshop, and he took us on this guided meditation. And my clairvoyance opened wide up again.
Oh, my.
And I saw because I used to have very clairvoyant, and then it kind of went away and I got quick images, but everything opened up and I was like watching the ocean. I was seeing the fish. I was above soaring around the world in
Oh,
this clairvoyance, and it was so clear, so beautiful. And I thought, well, that's the sign. They're showing me the world. They're showing me the fish swimming, the birds flying. I was going through like all these beautiful things that make me happy.
mhm. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, what validation?
I got that. To me, those are signs. You
Yeah.
know, I asked for something that I would know, and I knew.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. So I think it's okay, like, for everyone, give yourselves permission to ask for a sign, ask for a sign. Ask for a sign from your guides and angels. And you can even, ask for, validation, right? You can ask, as you mentioned, a peacock, show me a peacock,
Yeah.
if the answer is going to be yes, if I should, move from California to Arizona, so to speak. If I should do this, show me a peacock, and if spirit doesn't want me to move, show me Mickey Mouse. So we're going to use those two
Yeah,
signs. How's
right?
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's some great stories in here. You want to read that one so I don't lose my voice?
Sure. Mind Run Free says, I once saw my student float by in a blue car. I had never seen him outside of class, so that was unusual. 10 minutes later, a crow attacked my hair and then followed me. I found out he died the night before in a blue car. Wow.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
That is amazing.
That is very amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Mind Run Free.
I'm sure you saw your friend and
Yeah.
a student float by in the blue car, and that
Yeah.
was,
I love this. Marianne says spirit helps her find things. If I ask where something is, I will find it immediately in front of me or in my hand if I'm feeling for it.
oh, I
That's
love it.
I'm gonna try that because I'm missing some set of keys.
Yeah, let's all do this. Let's just pause for a moment. I think spirit helps me find things. So yes, spirit helps you find things. So
Yeah.
spirit helps me find things. I ask where something is, and I'll find it immediately in front of me or in my hand if I'm feeling for it. So that's wonderful, Maria Ann. Like you immediately find it in front of you, or you feel it and sense it in your hand. So those are great. Those are two avenues that spirit can communicate with you. Put it in front of you, or give you that feeling of it in your hand. So
Yeah.
that was lovely. It's almost like you're letting them know, look, put it in front of me, or let me put it in my hand. But like, I need it, guys.
Yeah. Well, you asked them for my car keys that were missing.
Yeah.
Tell them it's for Kelley and to put them in my hands.
Are you still missing your car keys,
Yeah,
Kelley?
well, it's not. Yes, it's an older car that we bought, but it was for the company while the guys were in Utah, so we didn't have to pay for a rental. It's a 2002 Chevy Suburban, and we're giving it to our friend's son because he's starting his own business, and we want to help him out. And he came over the other day, and we lost the keys. Yeah.
It's like you have them right up until that time, and then
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, so we were looking on our video camera. What did my husband do with the keys? Because he was out there working on it, but no such luck.
well, Maria Ann says it will be on the floor or something literally. Yeah.
Probably. Thank you. I will look around under his desk, maybe, or out in the garage.
What was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. I know that when I lose something, just to share with everyone and with you, Kelley, when I lose something, I ask my angels to help me find it.
Yeah.
And I tell them all about it. I tell them how long it's been missing. I'm telling like I really need it. And whatever you can offer me, I so appreciate. And so then I let it go. So I talk to my angels for a few minutes. I let it go. And then what happens is I hear it. I hear intuitively where it is.
I've had that happen.
Do you? I hear it.
One time, Paul's mom, when she was alive, she was living in the nursing home, and the house that we're living in was a rental. It was her rental, and they didn't pay them the rent 1 month. And when she called them, they said, no, we paid the rent. We dropped it off. And she thought they were lying. And so she went to the front office, and they're like, no, nobody dropped off a check. And I immediately heard they deposited in their account, the nursing home.
Oh.
They mixed it in with their own deposit. And so I told them, tell your mom to ask them to look in their bank deposits over the last week and look through the checks, because one of them did not belong to them. It was for your mom. And lo and behold, that's where they found it. But something, like, as soon as I heard the words, like, they said no, I was like, no, somebody says yes. And so Paul did tell her, and they found it. Yeah.
That's I love it.
So I didn't know. I just heard it in my head.
Yeah. Let's see. Maria Ann says, I lost my earring, and later that night I asked where it was and was getting up off the couch, and it slid in my hand. Oh my God. They are definitely connecting with you, Maria Ann.
I like you, Maria Ann. We need to hang out. Go find things.
Someone says, Maria Ann is a super finder. That's Brianna.
We could start your own business, Maria Ann. We can make you a website, and people could come to you. It'd be amazing. I need that. Spirit in Hand LLC. Oh, I love it. Who said that? Who said that? You?
I said that.
You're so creative with names, Cheryl. I'm so impressed. You and
thank you.
You and Allison, and I'm always like,
I know now. I know what I want to say. Look, we're a little past the halfway mark for the show tonight, but I do want to tell everyone about upcoming events, because I mean, Kelley's got some great things lined up, and if we can go ahead and start posting those links, Brianna, I appreciate it. But Kelley, why don't we start with you, and you can share a little bit about your Egypt trip, you have coming up, and
still have time to book the Egypt trip.
Yeah.
You just have to pay, I think, $1,000 deposit now, but it has to be paid off by mid-December. But we go in February next year. It's a 12-day, 11-night trip. We will be seeing amazing sights. We'll have private time in the King's Chambers and the Queen's Chamber, where we will do past life readings, and we'll do maybe a meditation in one of those places, or in the Sphinx. We're very excited about that. We're going to be a full moon during our trip, so we're going to have a full moon sort of like ceremony at one of the hotels in the evening, and we had a lot of fun things planned. We're going to do a Nile cruise, on a 5-star cruise for 3 nights on the Nile River, and go to different temples along there, or places to visit that are pretty amazing. We're going to ride camels through a Nubian village, and all kinds of amazing things. And of course, there's shopping along the way.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a very spiritual trip, and
Yeah.
for anyone that's still interested, you can find out information. So it's both Kelley and Jules Davis. We mentioned her at the beginning of the show. So Jules is a wonderful energy healer and medium as well. And so for Jules and Kelley, you can find out information at mediumkelly.com forward slash Egypt. And really, just like you mentioned, Kelley, 5 or 6 spots left. And it sounds like a life-changing event, really. I mean, the energy of Egypt and you guys and whew,
I think, yeah, the people that are coming so far, I just feel like we have such an amazing group, and I'm really excited about that. Like you could just feel the energy of
yeah.
everybody, and it's like all the right people, you know?
Yeah.
It's
And you
really
mentioned you
exciting.
have an Egyptologist that's really going to be giving some
Yes, he is the
history.
second largest tour company in Egypt. He knows
Mhm.
everybody. He knows everything. Like we're gonna have, I guess it's like a degree you get, Egyptologist.
Oh,
So
yes.
everybody that is on the tour with us, they're all like Egyptologists, and they all
Oh,
speak
my.
very perfect and very clear English. And we have, I believe, even like security with us and all of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
our safety, even though you don't need it, but just to be safe because
Yeah.
you never know. So,
Yeah. Yeah. But
yeah.
it just sounds fabulous. And so thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, I
And
don't
then,
know about handicap, Maria, and that's a great question, and I will ask him. There is
yeah.
a lot of walking. We're going in a lot of temples, which are fairly old. I don't know how that works. So, good question. You're the first one to ask me.
Mhm.
I will find out.
Yeah, Maria Ann, if you could just email Kelley and remind her,
Yeah.
it's Kelley at mediumkelly.com. That's her email address, and that's Kelley, and let her know. Or you can send an email to seeingbeyondradio.com or our radio website at questions@seeingbeyondradio.com, and we'll be happy to field that question for you. It's a great question.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And then, if you don't mind, if I could just mention that I
Yeah.
do have an
Go
event
ahead.
coming up. Yeah, I have an event coming up August 29th with medium Thomas John, and that is actually next Tuesday evening. It's a evening of healing messages, and you know what? It's going to be terrific. Right now it's going to be 2 hours of myself and Thomas will do as many readings as we can during that time frame, and maybe some of them will be psychic questions as well. I'm not sure. We have to always leave it to spirit to help guide and direct us. But we will do an evening of mediumship messages, and that's thanks for putting that link up, Brianna, for us. And then also, guys, if you are available, I have a healing prayer circle this coming Sunday, as I do every Sunday or most Sundays. But this coming Sunday, the 27th of August, I have medium Jeffrey Peck, Kelley. So I have Jeffrey
Yay.
joining me for the first time on the healing
I'm
prayer
gonna have to
circle.
come join you guys to watch.
Yeah, you could come on screen with us.
No,
Yeah.
I want to be like a participant with the
Okay.
meditation.
Okay, well, the Healing Prayer Circle is free to join, and Jeffrey's going to be talking about spirit guides. He's going to take us on a meditation on how to connect. So we are
Ooh,
thrilled to have him. That's this Sunday online at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
yay.
Yeah, thank you.
I did forget to mention if you're in Sacramento, I do have
Yes.
Are You a Medium? It's kind of a basic, beginner's class for anybody who's curious and wants to learn. It's only $15. It's a 3-hour class on Sunday. I anticipate, because of my positive thinking, that I'll have my voice back by Sunday. If not, I will do my best and I'll have lots of lozenges. But I think by then I'm going to be, because I'm on steroids for everything and
Oh,
yeah, for my lungs. And so I think they're already making me feel better today, the steroids. So I
oh,
think it'll heal fast with
oh, I'm
that.
so glad. I'm so
Yeah, and I
glad.
forgot to mention that. So that is the class. Oops, Brianna already did it. So she
Oh,
can.
how wonderful. Thanks,
Yeah,
Brianna. Oh, that's going to be great, Kelley.
yeah,
So
I'm
that's,
excited. And then
yeah.
I have a bunch of things coming up next month because I got sick. I postponed everything till next month
Mhm,
for
mhm.
all my events because I got sick right away when I got home.
Well, that's great. Well, everybody, that's just terrific. And look, we're going to go back to our topic this evening, talking about signs and synchronicities and symbols. And I just wanted to offer you some tips that you may like or you may already be doing to help kind of get it started or get the ball rolling for you. So we first off, Kelley and I always say, ask for a sign, right? You have to set the intention, number one, that you will ask the spirit world to send you a sign, right? And always gratitude. Gratitude, you cannot, it's just, gratitude is the best energy ever. It's good for everyone, your health, the love in your heart for the spirit world. So having gratitude or saying a thank you, even in advance, right? Thanking your angels in advance for sending you those signs. That's the way to go. Yeah. And then sometimes journaling can help too. If you like to write, or if you feel that you can do some automatic writing or free writing, that's like channeling. Write a question out, meditate on it, and see if you don't receive the answer through meditation. And then go ahead and keep that in a journal. That's also another great way to connect to spirit.
Yes. And somebody asked about a specific number they see all the time. Jose said he sees, why is it not posting? 823. He wants to know what it means. And so I just looked it up on a website that I like to go to. And here, I'm going to post it, these comments. Hopefully you see it, because it's a lot and I can't read that much right now. But there in the comments, I posted a meeting from my favorite website.
Can I read it for everyone?
Yeah, go for it, please.
So Medium Kelley posted that the number 823 encourages you to bring your natural abilities to the foreground and to utilize them for the benefit of yourself and others. As by using your natural attributes, skills, and talents, you're able to create circumstances in your life that are more aligned with your true inner self. Once you take the steps in the right direction, the universe assists you by presenting auspicious opportunities and synchronicities for you to take advantage of. So look out for those signs, listen to your intuition, and do something, but do as your soul guides you. Sorry, we missed the last sign. But 823 was a big number, Kelley. Like, that's big.
I get weird numbers like that too, a lot of times, from things. And so, yeah.
823, so encourages you to bring your natural abilities to the forefront and utilize them. Well, that is a great sign for you. And who was that for? I'm sorry, I did miss their name.
That was for
Jose?
Yeah, Jose Perez.
Jose Perez. Wow, thank you, Kelley. Very well put.
Yeah, it popped out and I felt like I had to go look that up for him.
So now White Gold Yellow is asking, what website is that, Kelley?
Oh, I would love to give that to you guys. I'm going to post it in here. Let me
will you please?
Google Joanne's Sacred Scribes.
Yes.
And you'll see it says angel numbers, index numbers, and it's angel numbers combined with numerology. I don't know who this woman is, but I have to say, it is the best. She gives many, many descriptions, and I choose the one that I feel drawn to. Mm-hmm. And it is amazing. It really is amazing.
I
always love to share it with people. Yeah.
Yeah, if we can have her on the show sometime.
Well, I don't even know if she's alive anymore. I mean, this has been around for a long time.
Wow. Okay. Well, angel numbers and numbers, they're just a beautiful way to experience the spirit world through numerology, through colors, through signs and sounds, symbols, light, right? Color, we haven't touched on color yet, but color is so prevalent or so important. I mean, if you like color, then expect a sign.
Yeah, I love color. Mm-hmm.
From spirit.
I've been getting a lot of animals lately. So, here's the thing. Some people are like, oh, my loved one only gives me, dragonflies. And that's always their sign. Well, I feel like that's not true. I feel like we get so many different signs from our loved ones, but we're expecting the dragonfly, the butterfly, or the ladybug. Not that those aren't great signs, because I've got some amazing ones, but look at everything. There's so many signs that come that we would normally like discount because our logical mind, right? But for example, the bees, like I was discounting that, like, why am I getting bees? Like, let's get rid of these bees. I'm calling exterminators, and it's a sign. Like, and then they followed me
Oh
to
my.
England. So at a certain point, and I remember saying, why are they following me here? And that's when Jill's like, well, have you thought it's a sign, Kelley? And I was like, oh, no, like I should, So sometimes we're totally discounting the
Mhm.
signs. So
Mhm.
remember that.
Yeah, if the spirit world, the universe, they're sending 1,000 signs every day for us on our behalf. And it's really to, open your awareness up that, yeah, your loved ones are coming through in many ways. And they want to come through in many ways. They want to sing you that song, or they want to, you hear their name or hear a phrase that they would say all the time, or a mannerism they would have, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's fun. I mean, I love looking for signs.
Mhm.
And I love when I realize that I've missed them, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh my gosh, there's so many," and it was like it took them forever to get through to me. I'm really stubborn.
For the longest time, I was flying a lot this one summer, but I was getting all of my signs on the headlines of newspapers. So when I'm sitting on the plane and everyone has the paper,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
looking down the row in front of me and seeing these headlines, it's like, "Oh my god, that's for me." Oh,
Yeah, no,
it's
that's so cool.
great. It's a great,
That
great
is
way to
very
receive a
cool.
sign.
I know. Somebody said, let's see, right here. I've lost track of signs and I'm sorry, I've lost my
Can I
voice.
can I go?
Yeah,
Can I
yeah,
read it?
yeah.
Thanks. Catherine Jean says, "I've lost track of signs and synchronicity, but insects and animals are everywhere. Swallowtail monarchs, jumping spiders, bees, dragonflies. We're all out in droves tonight." So she had a lot of activity tonight, Kelley.
Yeah. I think those were your signs.
Well, even Maria Ann says that she bought a car, and in the CD player was John Denver, her dad's favorite song.
Oh, that breaks that like melts my heart, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes we get signs from our children that are here, right? Like when my son was very little, one of his first sentences, he was about 2, he says, "I really miss my grandpa." And I'm like, "Well, your grandpa lives in South Africa," because I'm thinking my husband's dad. And he's like, "No, not him, your dad, mom." And I'm like, "Well, my dad was, you've never met him. He died before you were ever born." And he's like, "I know, I met him though."
Oh my.
And that was a sign from my dad. And what somebody just posted in my signs Facebook page, Angela, another healer friend of mine, and I think you know her, she's in
Mhm.
Florida, that her son, she got a video of him, and he's telling her all about, he's about 4, all about how his grandpa helped him in the backyard make this clay sculpture. And she's like, really? Yeah. And he described her dad.
Oh, that's great.
And so, we need those sometimes. The kids, they're so open. So look for those signs too. Those
Yeah.
are signs.
And just to remind everyone, a sure way to block signs from coming in, like they'll keep coming in, but please don't put pressure on yourself, or don't be hard on yourself as to why you haven't gotten a sign, or why you don't have a particular sign. It's certainly not about that. If anything, you want to meditate or create breathing space around you, create and set that intention, open up the opportunity and the invitation, inviting spirit to come in and be a part of your life. Invite the spirit world to come have a party with you. Like, let's do an angel party. Send me as many messages as you want, and let them be loud and clear and slow, and let them grab my attention, so I know they could come from no other. Right? Have them be so powerful that I know that when I see them, that they catch my attention, and I know that they're from my departed loved ones, right? Or my angels or guides. Definitely.
Question for you.
Yeah, thank you. Janet C is asking, is the Healing Prayer Circle on YouTube? And yes, Janet C, thank you for asking. My Healing Prayer Circle is recorded on Sundays, and I post my Healing Prayer Circle on my YouTube channel at Medium Cheryl. So please go there, and I have all of my recordings there. If you sign up for my Healing Prayer Circle, which is free to join through my website, mediumcheryl.com, it's free to join. So just to let you know, you'll get it if you subscribe through to my group through my website, or you can swing over and subscribe to my YouTube channel for sure and watch them there.
So I think she was meaning, like, can she be involved in it live, maybe? So if the one on YouTube is not live, right?
Oh, thank you. No, the one on YouTube, thanks, Kelley, if I misunderstood it. The one on YouTube is not live. But, that's actually a pretty good question. It's live on Zoom, actually. That's where I do my live recordings. So I send everyone a link. So when you join my Healing Prayer Circle, I send you a link. And it's a different link but you have to be a member, and that's free to join. Yeah, but that's a good idea to post them live on YouTube. That's a good idea. Thank you.
You
Yeah,
could.
why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Zoom does YouTube. I can go live on Zoom and YouTube.
Yeah, that would be
Or
fun.
YouTube through Zoom, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. That's okay.
I've made it.
Yeah, and a lot more people, are moving over to YouTube, just to FYI. Like, they are they're not moving away from any other platforms. They're just more interested in YouTube right now. YouTube's doing great. They do a great job. They offer great information. I go over there all the time for learning something, tech.
I love YouTube,
If I have tech questions.
I think, though, people like to go to YouTube now for lives because Facebook has so many hackers,
Is that it? Yeah.
I don't think you see that on YouTube.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. And let's see, is the link to your website to sign up in the description box of your latest Healing Circle video? Yeah, you can just go to my website, mediumcheryl.com, and look for Join the HPC. The Healing Prayer Circle, HPC. Yeah, but thank you for asking. And we have it every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Pacific for about 30 or 40 minutes. But we have Jeffrey Peck, a special guest this Sunday, so we'll probably go a little bit longer. But we do guided meditations every Sunday. So, it's a great way to sit in a group energy platform and experience the power of prayer and meditation. And I know you'll like it.
Yeah. It is beautiful, and I don't get to it often enough because I'm always busy on Sundays.
Yeah.
But I feel like this Sunday I'm going to go just for those meditations, and I need healing.
No.
I'll be on the mend, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, no, it certainly doesn't hurt. And we'll put you in our Healing Prayer Circle this Sunday, Kelley, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
no
for
more
sure.
getting sick for me.
Yeah, no, it should work. Yeah. So really our discussion tonight was about signs, symbols, and synchronicities, because some people, chalk it up to coincidences, just to add that in. And, when you step into this field, right, Kelley, when you step into so many coincidences, you're like, it can't be a coincidence anymore, right?
I asked for proof from my spirit people. And who gave me the most proof was my dad. He had been, passed for a while, and he always, I've always seen spirit, and he always came to me in dreams. But of course, your human mind's like, oh, it's just a dream. It's not real. But he was very helpful in the dreams, So I was starting to meditate, and my dad, I felt him, and I saw him, and I would talk to him in these meditations, but I just didn't believe it. I thought I was making it up. And I said, I really need more signs, Dad. I need proof that I'm really communicating with you. How am I going to know? I'm really questioning everything, because it was like I was beginning of my development. And my dad loved music, and I had boombox down in the bedroom in the loft, and it kept cutting out in my guided meditations. And I was like, what is going on? And 3 times it cut out the radio, and when I would stood up, it started again. So finally I looked over, and the house, all the windows are shut, all the blinds are shut. We have no air conditioning, but one of the blinds, the things that pulls it open, was swinging right above the radio.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Is that you, Dad?" Because, music. So then I sit back down. I'm like, "Okay, Dad, I believe that one." And the next day I was meditating and some kid pulls up out front of my house, gets out of his car. It's a little Toyota pickup, like an old one, like from like the 80s or something. He's
Right.
like a surfer dude. He's like young. Gets out and he has bongo drums. My dad was a bongo drum player.
Oh my
And he sits in
gosh.
the back right under my window where I'm meditating and he
Wow.
starts playing the bongo drums. And I had to like stop my meditation and look
Yeah.
out the window and I see this. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, Dad, I believe it. And then
Mhm.
the kid got back in his car and drove off. Like,
Just
no
pulled
idea.
over.
Yeah. So, they do answer us when we ask for stuff if we're open to it.
Mhm. So
For
coincidences, we, really don't even use those words anymore because you step into the maybe you start believing it phase of, well, it might be, it could be, and that's really all the spirit world asks is just open
Mhm.
that little window, that little idea of
Yeah.
coming to this with an open mind, an open heart, set your intention, ask for it, have gratitude that it's coming in advance, and then go about your day because it will get your attention, now that you're more aware of it.
Yeah.
But you go from the disbelief to the, writing, chalking it up as a coincidence, and then it steps into the believing and then the knowingness, like, I know it's
It's
from
just
my loved
no, you
ones.
can't deny it
You
anymore.
cannot
It's like,
deny it.
I always think like I'm pretty stubborn because I am very logical minded. And I'm very analytical. And so I've always had my spirituality gifts as long as I can remember, but I always like had like this like, oh, it's in my head or I don't want to tell anybody because it's probably not real, but I knew it was. It was like this weird like fight I'm going on with the logical mind in my head. So I always say that because I'm so stubborn, they had to give me a lot of signs and I still didn't listen. So that's why they gave me my third child. He was like a bang in the head, man. He's exactly like me when he was little, and I was like, it brought back all these memories, and then I was like, "Oh, I have to learn about this because I need to teach him," you know?
Oh my.
Yeah, so that's why they gave me. I mean, I love my third son, and I think he's such a blessing, and I'm just so grateful, but it was clearly they gave me him for a reason.
That's so adorable,
There are
Kelly.
teachers, right? I feel
I
like
Adorable. Well, guys, I mean, really, look, and we're going to continue this discussion because there's so much more to talk about. And we love answering your questions. If you want to, from here on out until we see you again next Wednesday, please send us your questions to our Seeing Beyond Radio website. So those questions, you can send them to questions at seeingbeyondradio.com. And when you're on our website, please sign up for our mailing list. The radio's website is seeingbeyondradio.com. So we'd love to have you sign up for our mailing list. And you can also watch the replays that we've had with past guests and past episodes. Also, before we go, I want to encourage all of you to sign up for Kelley's website, sign up for her email. You can go to her website, mediumkelley.com. That's Kelley. So mediumkelley.com. Sign up for her email list. She does great emails, always letting you know what's going on, what's happening, where she is in the world. And then for myself, join my email list. I'm at mediumcheryl.com. And you can always check out both of our events on our website. We do things together. And of course, individually, we are both mediums and intuitives. We're always hoping to really, help mentor and teach people how to open up to their own abilities, their own intuition, letting you know that you can connect with your loved ones in spirit. And also you can receive those amazing signs and synchronicities and symbols as well.
and thank you, Maria Ann. She asked to help finding my keys. And I'm going to start looking for them now because now I know the universe is listening.
Okay, so next week we're gonna Maria Ann and Kelley, you're gonna report back to us
Yes,
where your keys have been.
exactly.
Okay. Well, we want to thank everyone for being on our show. And Kelley, any final words, please, or thoughts,
No, just so
messages?
happy to be back. I missed being on the show so much so that I had to be here today, even though I have a pneumonia and I don't have my voice.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Kelley, girl.
Makeup does wonders.
But you are taking care of yourself. You did go to
I
the
am
doctor and
resting,
you
yes,
are
and I'm on all kinds of medicine, and I'm staying in bed and drinking a ton of water.
okay. Well, we're going to send you healing prayer, Kelley. Lots of
Thank
healing
you.
vibes. And we want to thank Brianna for working with us this evening, our third co-host behind the scenes who helps post our comments and our links for us, and also Todd at WLTK. And for all of you, we appreciate all of you each and every week for being with us. If you ever have a suggestion for a special guest or a topic that you would like us to discuss, please always send that information to connect with either one of us, once again, at our Seeing Beyond Radio website. So from everyone here, we want to send you a namaste and thank you for joining us. You've been watching Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed. Namaste.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.